Podcast starts now. Hello, all, and welcome to our beautiful bi-coastal podcast, StraightioLab.
And let me just say TGIF.
TGIF, we are once again recording on a Friday, which is amazing. So no matter what day you're listening, it's Friday. George, you were just saying something that I actually found really groundbreaking, and I want you to continue saying.
Okay, so I don't know, obviously not all our listeners are Brooklynites,
But a lot of them are.
But a lot of them are. In fact, I would say too many of them are, and that becomes an issue sometimes when we tour, because, if only we could kind of copy and paste our Brooklyn audience to other cities, like, for instance, Denver, Austin, wherever.
No, we're local
Atlanta.
girls. We're local
girls. And that's okay. Not
okay.
Everyone can be a global pop star a la Chappell Roan or Katy Perry. Some of us are just like Caroline Polachek, she's going to sell out Brooklyn. I don't know if she could sell out Denver. Let's be honest.
God, Damn,
so
that's so true.
Basically, to me, a sort of an icon of like gentrifying Bushwick, sort of circa 2010s, is Roberta's Pizzeria. It is a classic sort of like wood fire oven pizzeria where a lot of people that I would say are HBO's Girls adjacent would go to anywhere between 2012 and or even earlier, like 2010 and 2014. Would you say that's accurate, Sam?
I'd say that's accurate. The classic story about Roberta's is people are like, the Clintons went there.
Is that true?
Yes. This is what people always say about Roberta's. They're like, it's actually an amazing restaurant. Actually, the Clintons went there.
And by the Clintons, you mean Bill and Hillary?
I mean Bill and Hillary.
Was Chelsea involved? Was it sort of take your daughter to pizzeria day, or was it just a romantic, how they're so in love? Maybe it was like just a romantic dinner date like they have often.
I think Chelsea was out and about. She was, hitting up elsewhere at the time.
She was at Knockdown Center,
She was at Knockdown Center. And so Bill and Hillary had a romantic dinner at Roberta's.
God, to be a fly on the wall for Bill and Hillary having a romantic dinner.
We cannot go down the Bill and Hillary
Okay, I'm
path.
Sorry. But don't you think...
So, okay.
They are sort of like one of the most romantic love stories of our time.
How is that true?
Not sexually, obviously, but I do think they have a connection.
You are pissing me off right from the start.
All right. Okay, so Bill and Hillary went to Roberta's. And, it's the type of place where you could see maybe like a B-plus list celebrity or even an A-list celebrity like Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton,
of course, who are the lovers of our time.
No, so currently we are recording in a studio close to Manhattan's own Penn Station. And, Penn Station is where you can get the Amtrak. It's where you can get the subway. It's where you can get the NJ Transit to go to New York Airport. And I have found out recently that a Roberta's has opened in Penn Station. I don't know if it's in the actual Penn Station or if it's like a building over, but it's there. And it has a rooftop situation, including a tiki bar. After this recording, I'm going to that Penn Station-based Roberta's.
This, to me, is one of the saddest stories one could tell. This is sort of, it's giving, did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard?
Did you know that there's a Roberta's over Penn Station?
And it's also like, I remember when this was also maybe in 2010 or something. Obviously 1979 CBGB's Lower East Side hasn't existed since maybe 1983. Mm-hmm. But there was a point when a CBGB's opened as a pop-up store in the Newark airport, and everyone was taking pictures of it and being like, this is so sad. Like how this was like a cultural moment, and now it's a gift shop in the Newark airport. And
that's what this feels like to you.
That's what the Roberta's is giving to me.
Because of course, 2010's Bushwick is to you what Lower East Side CBGB's was to that generation. Actually, and we're about to bring our guest in, so apologies for mentioning her before we do, but her co-star, Patti LuPone, Broadway's own Patti LuPone, was recently on the New York Radio Hour, and she was talking about 70s rock and roll, and she was like, it was a crazy time. It was like immoral and crazy, but people were experimenting. And I was like, yeah, that's how we feel about 2010's Bushwick comedy.
Literally. That's how I feel about Tandem Bar off of Troutman. May it rest in peace.
Damn. There's actually one in Penn Station now.
Did you know that there's a tandem bar in Penn Station?
Oh my God.
Okay, so now we covered this the eternal crumbling of New York. I want to also say, George, what a beautiful wedding.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Gorgeous and stunning event. Oh my God. A who's who, if
The
you
way
ask
our
me.
guest is so excluded right now. Just like us talking about events that she was not at and not allowing her to speak.
That sounds really fun.
Oh, I guess your invite got lost in the mail.
I was here. I would have loved to see it.
I thought you were in LA.
But you don't want to talk about it being a
No,
gorgeous
I would
event.
love to talk about it, but I do think if we start talking about it now, then it will take a lot. Like, we would have to wrap up in 2 minutes and then bring in our guest. Do you think we could?
Needless to say, if we were starting to talk about how gorgeous it was, it would take an hour.
I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, my vows alone.
Well, yes. Okay.
Well, okay. First impressions. I want to know, I'm giving you 45 seconds.
45 seconds.
How was my wedding?
Incredible. Chic. And also, your mom is die for.
Yeah.
God, when you meet a mom who is glamorous,
She was,
over.
of course, famously wearing a dress that was both magenta and chartreuse. A lot of people don't know that those colors can be combined, but she is living proof that they can.
When there's something, I'm starting to feel a bit chicken or the egg about gay sons and glamorous moms.
Right, totally.
Where
Is she glamorous because I'm gay, or am I gay because she's glamorous?
Exactly. Something's up. There's a connection here, and we should look into it.
I mean, if only I had on tape the moment where Matt Rogers met my mom. In fact, very sort of sweetly was like, I want to meet your mom. I brought him over, introduced him to her. He was like ready to charm her. And my mom just goes, so are you married?
No, your parents
and then Matt like panics and is like, no, I haven't found that special someone. And then my mom is just like nodding and looking at him and not asking any follow-up questions.
Your parents have a really specific way of being very sweet, but also very business.
Well,
They are business people.
to them, business, like treating someone as though you're meeting at a business conference is to them the highest form of intimacy. Like for my dad to be like, so what was your degree in? That's like him saying, I love you.
Your dad came up. I think it was just like he was like, oh, I'm so excited to meet you. I'm so happy to meet you.
He requested to meet. Like he literally told me, can you bring me to Sam?
You brought him over. We had like a 5-minute conversation, and then he was just like, okay, goodbye. And I was like, it felt like an interview that went badly, and I was like, did I fuck up?
But then he like came to me and was like, Sam, great guy. Like he has a good head on his shoulders.
Business in a way that I appreciate.
Yeah. Okay, it's time to bring in. Speaking of business, it's time to bring in our business partner that we have no personal relationship with, who is here to promote her Disney Plus show as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Please welcome. You say it. You're in person.
Please welcome our dear friend, multiple guest, live show guest, one of the funniest people we know, Sasheer Zamata.
Yay! Hello. I've been dying to get in here.
No, truly.
Oh, that was really
It kills me. I want to talk.
That was crueler than normal.
It was cooler than normal.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
What's your relationship with Roberta's?
I like Roberta's and also feel conflicted about it being in Penn Station. I get it. I feel the same way as you do. Like, it's like, doesn't it just belong in Brooklyn?
I wonder what would be the thing that really, like, what is the thing you consider, indie, whatever, that like
Sacred.
if it went mainstream, you would be like really sort of depressed. Like I'm trying to think. Like
Apple
the company?
Yeah.
This little streaming
I'm
service.
seeing iPhones now in the Midwest.
Can you believe it?
I'm like, that's a New York thing.
That's my thing. I can't believe it.
There are people out there watching the morning show starring Reese Witherspoon in, Milwaukee.
It's disgusting.
To be
can't
fair,
believe it.
I still think the morning show starring Reese Witherspoon is indie.
It is Sundance 2008. It is literally pre-Little Miss Sunshine Sundance.
It is like one of those shows where it's like, actually no one except for the 12 people we know is watching this.
It literally stars Parker Posey and no one else, and she didn't even get a wardrobe budget. Like, that is what the morning show is.
God. Wow.
I don't even know what is indie anymore. I also don't know what's around anymore.
Yeah.
Like I've been in New York all week and I pass things and be like, I guess that's gone.
I know.
That's a coffee shop now. That's a Starbucks or a bank.
It also, the signifiers that you're used to are not clear anymore. Like, this happened to me when I learned that Starbucks co-hosted the Republican National Convention, where I was like, I thought they were all gay there. Like,
I thought so too.
I sort of thought that every year of Pride, they would release another rainbow latte.
Yeah.
Like, or then suddenly Mark Zuckerberg is dressing like a hype beast. Or then, like, no offense, but Patti LuPone is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, you're sort of like, up is down is up.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what's right and wrong.
Nothing makes sense.
Nothing makes sense.
Damn.
Yeah, and maybe that's progress.
I agree. To be clear, I could not be happier that Patti LuPone is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It makes me so thrilled. I'm so happy for her. And please welcome her tonight.
Would love.
Well, it feels a little bit disingenuous to be having this conversation while I'm literally dressed as a NASCAR driver.
Okay, so you've been really wanting to talk about how you're dressed as a NASCAR driver, so we're giving you the floor. Go.
Well, I'm just saying, if we're saying our indicators of what is indie are completely off, and I'm completely dressed head to toe like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And I'm walking around and I'm like, do you ever wear an outfit where you're like, you can just wear whatever you want, and then you're wearing it and you're like, everyone's looking at me.
Can I tell you something? And I hope this doesn't offend you in any way.
I'm sure it will. I'm absolutely 100%. You're just going to be like, you look normal.
No, that's actually not what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say is potentially worse.
Oh, God.
I think you look like a fashionista who is like, you look like you're wearing the hypebeast version of the NASCAR outfit. Do you agree, Sasheer? Like, it's very much like this is their collab that they did with Supreme or something.
Yeah, for a Wrangler shirt, that is a cool shirt.
It's not like, it doesn't give like, I found it, under a table in some thrift store. Mm-hmm. It gives fashion.
Although I do see, now that I don't know if I noticed the one on the collar. I think now that I can see 3 different Wranglers on the shirt, the collar, above the pocket, really big on the arm.
That's to me what's so supreme about it.
Is there another on the back?
Another on the back.
Yeah, that's a race car driver right there.
Again, for anyone not watching, it says Wrangler on, I'm counting 4 different places on the shirt.
In different sizes, too.
And it's a button-down shirt.
Yeah.
No, George, I know what you mean. The problem with wearing a shirt like this is you're like, do I lean it? Do I try to make it more authentic? Like right now I'm wearing cowboy boots and cowboy belt. Or I could like have gone in sort of a hypebeaster way and like unbuttoned and worn like cool shoes.
Yeah. No, I like that you leaned in.
I leaned in, yeah.
I'm glad you did.
Have you ever had a sort of cowboy phase fashion-wise?
I think a mix. There have been points where I wore cowboy boots, but then I think I had other stuff going on, like leggings and a skirt. Like I wasn't going full cowboy. And then I've also had the bandoliers.
Ooh.
That I'll just like throw on a shirt at some point in time. But yeah, I don't think full cowboy.
There was someone at my wedding that had, oh my God, what are those called? The like...
Bandolier.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have another name?
Like a bolo tie?
Oh, bolo tie.
Bolo tie, yes. Someone wearing like a formal bolo tie. And I was like, oh, okay.
Was it earned? Are they from a place where that would happen? Or
They are from New Orleans, so I think it could go either way.
Yeah.
But they looked great. Like great. I thought they looked the part.
Mm-hmm.
George, I will say your wedding was interesting because there were a lot of fashion conversations happening. Like people in like, normal suits, and you'd see someone in like, a chic, like, comme des garçons jacket. And you'd be like, huh. And like, you'd be like, we are all at the same event. I guess this is normal. Like, it was sort of like, am I not fashion enough? Are they too fashion? It was sort of an interesting range.
I sort of think the like a good fashion event is one in which everyone is trying, but in different ways. Like you can be in head to toe comme des garçons, or you can be in like a really classic Brooks Brothers suit. But what you can't do is show up in like flip flops and jeans. Mm-hmm. Like I sort of do think that happened. Like I was looking around and I was like, okay, everyone showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone turned out.
Sam, what did you wear?
So the thing is,
there's always a thing.
So I have a suit that I like that I got at J. Crew last year, and it's sort of been my go-to wedding outfit for the last year.
Okay.
And it's like an unstructured sort of more casual suit in a fun way. But this time I was like, I've worn this suit enough. I'm going shopping. And I like literally, I went to stores. I went to this like vintage store in Brooklyn. It's like menswear. And I was like, I'm going to get a new, and of course you can't do this. You can't day of be like, I'm getting a new outfit. But that was my goal. And I bought a new blazer, and then I panicked. And then I bought a new shirt, and then I panicked all day being like, should I wear this? Should I wear this? Texting everyone being like, is this too casual? Is this too, it was like a light kind of blue. And I was like, is this too daytime? Is it too?
Yeah.
And then I ended up just wearing the suit I brought.
I thought you looked fabulous. And something that I do think connects us is both of us, every time we have to go to an event, try to buy something the day of.
Yeah.
And it never works out.
No, it's too stressful.
Never.
It never
and
works.
also try to buy something day of from like a vintage store. Like not even
we
somewhere
are
where
so,
it would be.
so stupid.
Like,
both of
I
us-
have faith something will fit me
Literally.
and will be available.
It's, yeah. And it's also just like literally that thing of, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Like every time I'm like, but this time I'll find something perfect. Like,
Yeah. But no. What did you wear?
I wore, this is a whole saga, but we ended up wearing matching suits, which at first I thought would be tacky, but then anything that we tried that wasn't matching also seemed tacky. And then I was like, is it just tacky to be a gay man? Like, do you actually need a bride for a wedding to not be tacky, not to be homophobic? And I was sort of like, I kept looking at photos of like a groom and a bride, and I'd be like, ugh, now that's chic. If only there was a woman here, then it could really sort of class this joint up. It was like two men, like what the hell?
This doesn't look right.
This does not look right. Like maybe they had some points. And so, but no, we ended up basically.
Conservatives really didn't want gay people to get married because it just doesn't look good.
Exactly.
Aesthetically, it doesn't
Too
look
matchy-matchy,
good.
as Sam always says.
Yeah.
So we wore matching suits. They were very simple, which is what, they were like very simple, but very, let me say, well-tailored navy suits.
Nice.
But then I think what really actually brought it all together is this absolutely stunning German woman who did the flowers for the restaurant, did our little boutonnieres.
Oh, nice.
And they were, Sam, do you remember them? I feel like they were like stunning.
Yeah, they were great. The like red thing.
Yeah, it was like sort of like red and pink, so it like femmed it up a
Popped.
bit.
Yeah. That's cute. I like that.
And then
Your
We
little
have- we
flowers
need-
were
we need
serving.
Feminine energy.
They were serving gender fluid.
oh yeah, I was wearing navy suit, put on the flower. Suddenly I'm gender fluid. Suddenly I'm Sam Smith on the runway.
Saying you were screaming, break the binary.
Break the binary. Yeah.
Wow. With flowers? Wow.
Yeah, can you believe it? So
Wow.
that was
Oh God.
always. Have you been going to a lot of weddings?
I actually went to one last night.
Oh my God, how was it?
It was great. It was also at a restaurant, very low key. It was like in the basement, private room, and there's like lots of wine and great food, and then I went to bed early.
Do you enjoy weddings?
I do enjoy weddings. It's nice to celebrate love.
I agree.
Yeah.
Famously, our topic one time was celebrating love.
Oh.
That was Pat Regan's topic.
It's just too straight. That's really funny.
Yeah. I George, I wanted to ask a little bit like how did you feel about, I feel like you have a way of sort of doing something that is like for you, like it's not meant to become a thing, and then it becomes like I feel like people were jealous. Like I feel like it became like an industry comedy event.
Whoa.
And like it reminded me, honestly, George once had a tweet that was like something about the destabilizing gay in the community, and it like took on a life of its own where everyone was like trying to guess who this gay was, and it was like went viral in this weird, like you thought it was like it was very specific.
I was literally, it was a point where, that first time you start feeling like, oh, I'm not the youngest person. Mm-hmm. I was sort of having a time, I was probably like 26 at the time. And I was like, oh, there are like new gay guys constantly. And they're 22 and they're entering the comedy scene. And it was not about someone in particular, but I was like, something like, there's always some new gay guy that destabilizes the community or something.
Yeah.
And then literally I had people, like famous people that did not know me, DMing me, who is this about?
Because they're also
Because they also are
concerned
part of the
about it too.
community.
Yeah, they're like, well, who is it?
They're like, what the hell?
Who is this person destabilizing my position?
Well, they're like, I either have to make them my enemy or my best friend.
Yes.
Like, it was truly like, well, I hear there's a new gay destabilizing the community. And it
Okay, wait,
became-
I'm loving this mythology you have of me, Sam. I'm not being sarcastic. Like, so I'm doing things for myself and then they become phenomena. I'm sort of like
become
Chappell Roan.
Honestly,
With the flower, a feminine nominal.
a feminine phenomenon.
It's actually ushering in a new era of gender bending fashion, I think, is me
Yeah.
wearing a boutonniere to my gay cis wedding.
No, but I really, like, it was sort of like, I saw some posts that were like, oh, I wasn't invited to George's. And I was like, you don't even know George. Like, in a way that I was like,
Yeah,
oh
well,
my.
there was.
And also, why publicly
I
say
know
that?
the one you're talking about, and I was a little bit like, what the hell?
But I really felt like it, like, I was able to zoom out of it and be like, damn, you were just living your life. And then it turned into an event. It was as if you had a movie.
Pretty
premiere.
exciting.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, it was just really nice to be in a room with all people I love and respect. And, we didn't.
You know what? If everyone has 50K followers or more, that's not on purpose.
And the fact that we didn't have press there was a choice because I just didn't want it to be a whole thing.
I
And
don't want people to be uncomfortable.
of course we got requests, but I was like, this is my day. Like it's just my family. People like Olivia Wilde and Henry Gold. I don't know why that's the first person I thought
I'm
of.
like, I've never heard that name in my life. Who is that?
He's like, I was trying to think of like who is a sort of not like super, super huge, but like if isn't Henry Golding the guy from
Crazy Rich Asians?
Crazy Rich Asians
Yeah.
and A Simple Favor?
Yeah.
Hot hunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Wait, okay. I kind of want to do our first segment because I'm very antsy to get to the topic because I think it's a really good one.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's amazing.
Okay, Sasheer.
Yeah.
Our first segment, as you know, is called Straight Shooters. And in this segment, we ask you a series of rapid fire questions where you have to choose this thing or this other thing to gauge your familiarity with and complicity in straight culture. And the one rule is you can't ask any follow-up questions about how it works. And if you do, we will cancel our Disney Plus subscriptions on the spot. I will take out my phone, I will go to Disney Plus, and I will cancel it.
Also, I know this is like my third or fourth time doing this show, and I will not understand these rules.
No one.
I never.
No one ever does.
So I'm picking which one.
I am sensing a question.
George, open your phone. It's time to cancel
No. Okay, I have no questions. I will just.
Patty?
You're calling Patty directly.
I'm calling Patty directly.
She certainly does not know how to cancel a Disney Plus subscription.
Well, she's probably on stage right now for her new Broadway play.
Yeah, The Roommates, which I saw, and it's so good.
Oh my God!
recommend.
I mean, can you believe me if we are living in a time when Patty can be in Marvel and then go do a play with Mia Farrow?
Yeah.
I mean, and then they say art is dead. I'm serious. Okay.
They do say that.
They do say that.
They do be saying that. So, Sasheer, doing squats to work out your ass or a production of Cats co-starring Lance Bass?
Okay. Doing squats to work out my ass.
Okay, Sasheer, bacon, egg, and cheese, or what do we say? Please.
Wow, good delivery. Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Okay.
Really,
HOTTOGO or FERGALOUS now?
were you trying to spell Fergalicious?
Wait, no, that was wrong. I spelled Fergalous. It's
Wait.
GLAMOROUS.
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 Oh, wait.
Fergalous. No, actually, I'm going to stick with my... It's actually HOTTOGO or Fergalous. That's the official question that I'm asking. Fergalous.
Okay, so not Fergalicious or glamorous, it's Fergalous.
Fergalous.
I'm going to go with Fergalous.
And by the way, Fergalous is now trending. We're pioneering Fergalous.
I'm feeling Fergalous.
I'm feeling kind of Fergalous.
I'm wearing my flower boutonniere, and I'm feeling fucking
Fergalous.
Fergalous.
My wedding was pretty Fergalous, I would say.
It sounded like it.
No, it was so Fergalous. Okay, Sasheer, get out of my dreams and into my car, or girl, you have done it again, constantly raising the bar.
Girl, you have done it again, constantly raising the bar.
Going on a honeymoon or transforming into Sailor Moon?
Oh.
Transforming into Sailor Moon.
Okay. French manicure or English muffin?
I don't know.
You know what? That's valid.
It's actually hard for me. I don't like English muffins, and I don't really care about manicures. But I'll say French manicure.
Okay. This ain't Texas.
Again, I don't know what the goal of this is. Like,
all will be revealed.
Okay.
This ain't Texas, or I ain't no holla back girl.
This ain't Texas.
Period.
Okay. Mesopotamia, or if this kitchen's a mess, I'm blaming you.
Oh, Lord.
Damn.
Another good delivery.
That was so good.
If you mess up this kitchen, I'm blaming you.
Yeah, you gotta go with that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think, first of all, I think that was an incredible performance. Don't you agree, Sam?
I couldn't agree more.
Here's what I'm thinking. I feel like that performance was very Sundance indie movie. You were being mumblecore. Like rather than answering in a straightforward way, you were like considering each one. There was a comfort with a lack of finality. Like for some of them, you gave it time to land.
Yeah.
I think
very morning show.
Yes, very morning show. I almost would say anti-capitalist. How you rejected the idea that you had to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
I think the entire time you were sort of repeating how you were unsure about how it worked, which to me felt like feminist in a way. Like,
to me, there was a sense of wonder. There was a sense of like childhood innocence that refuses to die in a way that I was like amazing. Because to come on the show multiple times, and still be like, what is going on? I'm like, so many people couldn't do that. They would just be like, I accept this. And you're like, what? You're speaking up. It's activism. You're speaking up when something doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And you're saying, stop.
And I think you were being a little kind of millennial icon, you know, of sort of Hannah Horvath kind of vibe to be like, okay, so she has her like 5th office job and she still doesn't know that you need to like wear a bra. You know what I mean?
No, it was very Frances Ha.
It was very Frances Ha.
I love that.
Oh my God, I have to tell you both about the rumor I heard about Greta Gerwig.
Wait, can you say it on the air?
I literally can't.
Oh,
I actually, let's just say that if I say it on the air, I might be put on a list. And that's all I'm going to say.
Is she a communist?
Quite the opposite, sweetie.
A capitalist?
That's it. My gossip is that Greta Gerwig is a capitalist.
The one who directed Barbie movie?
She is a capitalist.
Oh my God.
Wow.
This is horrible.
Wow.
And you guys, please, this stays between us. With Greta Gerwig, I have it on good. I have it on record that she is a capitalist.
Oh, I can't believe it.
It's really shocking.
What's next? Noah Baumbach is a landlord?
Oh my God.
Can I tell you guys something about Noah Baumbach that's not
Please.
It's more like my opinion on him, which is like I'm always like I think in theory I really think like he's a fun punchline and someone that's like I do think a go-to sort of like straight director, but at the same time I'm like, but he's good. And I want to hate him. I want to be like, yeah, this guy sucks. And then everything he does I'm like, yeah, I like him.
Is there a big push to hate him?
There is internally. There's one for me.
No, I think the push
to be indie and alt and
but he was indie.
He was indie, but he was sort of indie in this like white guy, like, you know how people like make jokes about infinite jest? Like I feel like it's sort of along that continuum of like, oh, like, you know, self-serious film bros like movies or something.
Interesting.
Which is in fact not. I agree with you, Sam. I'm if he's directing something, I'm watching it. I mean, I can't say that for the last like 2 movies he made, but you know, I'll rewatch Frances Ha.
Yeah.
Oh, any day.
Yeah, same.
I watched Marriage Story.
I feel like that kind of like punchline or like brush off is like for more like an Infinite Jest, where it's like universal, like everyone knows that, like Christopher Nolan. Even though I do like some Christopher Nolan movies, I feel like that'd be like a, well, you know, this guy style.
Totally. You're saying Bombeck is still too indie.
I think
to have
so.
a backlash. Yeah.
Yeah. I
get
feel
that.
like, if you say this person's name and
Maybe what it is that he's such a stereotypical like Brooklyn figure. He's sort of the
Yeah.
Robertas of film.
the reverse, and now he's in Penn Station.
And now he's in Penn Station because of Barbie.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Barbie is Penn Station.
Barbie is
Penn,
the Penn
yes.
Station of film.
Yeah.
Huh, well,
Wow.
heard it here first,
Wow.
folks.
Damn.
And you know what? And I liked Barbie. So
Same.
maybe I like this Penn Station Robertas.
Notably, Barbenheimer was on my birthday, and it was a day I will never forget.
Yeah. Did you see both?
Ultimately I saw both, and actually, Sam and I ended up being huge Oppenheimer stans, and both are on record as liking Oppenheimer more than Barbie. But I did see Barbie on my birthday, and so Greta will always have that for me.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. And then, of course, this year on my birthday, Biden dropped out. So, am I the center of the universe, Megan?
Wow, yeah.
And
it
he
seems
just has
like
an
it.
event, and it becomes the event. Of the
I have an event, it becomes an event this
he
season.
tweets about something in his life, and it becomes a cultural.
I heard the Clintons were there, but there's no photos.
But Chelsea, unconfirmed.
Well, she wasn't invited.
And that's the one who posted about it.
And that's the one who posted about it.
I feel like my parents were there. I feel like I would be invited.
Okay, can I coin Fergalicious officially? I think Fergalicious, because it's a combination of Fergalicious and
Yes.
glamorous. Here's what I think it is. Okay, so glamorous, obviously everyone knows what that is. Fergalicious is like that je ne sais quoi that only you, Fergie, can have. So when you combine them, that is something that is glamorous, but particular to you.
Okay.
So to have a wedding that's Fergalicious is like, it was really glamorous, but only George could have had that wedding. Only Sasheer could have had that,
Yeah.
Don't you think,
This
Sam?
is a very positive read. I think this is. I just think Fergalicious as a word obviously sounds bad.
Okay. Cool.
I just think Fergalicious doesn't sound. It's not like it doesn't sound chic. You say something's Fergalicious.
Thank God there's no Wrangler logo on my back, because it would be filled with blood right now because of how much I was stabbed.
I think Fergalicious means, it implies, the sound of words has implications.
Listen, it definitely has a diagnosis type sound. I've come down with Fergalicious and it's untreatable. And it is symptomatic. He's showing symptoms of Fergalicious.
Yeah. Fergalicious also kind of sounds like Ferguson, which makes me think of that redheaded kid on Clarissa Explains It All. Are you guys old enough to have seen that? Do you guys understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Think of the 30 Rock joke, Smooth Move Ferguson. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like the entire thing is about how they have an inside joke without Tracy, and the inside joke that no one gets is Smooth Move Ferguson, and he feels so left out that he makes them recreate the entire day so that he can be inside on the
That's funny.
joke.
I like that.
So George, I feel like Fergalicious means more like you are glamorous, but with like you spilled a little coffee on yourself. Like you're glamorous, but there's like you're also down to earth.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Just like Fergie.
Just like Fergie. She's glamorous, but she also pees out herself.
She
Right
also
on
has
stage.
issues.
She does have issues. She's sort
has
of the
issues.
queen of having issues,
Yeah.
but persevering through it all.
At least she has big comedic
agree.
issues, because Katy Perry has issues, but they're just sort of like a deep sadness.
Yeah. Well, and sort of poor songwriting.
Of course. Okay. I also just really quickly want to say, George, I'm so glad you went back to Fergalicious after all of that.
Well, I wanted to address it because it's one of those things. I was writing it down and I was like, I literally spelled Fergalicious.
Like you were reading
That
it.
is what I was reading from. Never occurred to me that it was incorrect until I started saying it out loud, and I was
really
like,
funny.
doesn't sound quite right. Fergalicious.
Yeah.
We really need to do read-throughs before the show, because there have been many times when I'm like, this rhymes, and then I'll read it out loud, and I'm like, that does not make any sense.
Yeah,
There's no rhyme.
Okay, so, all right. Well, I guess the meaning of Fergalicious can be whatever you want it to mean.
Sasheer, what does Fergalicious mean to you?
What does Fergalicious mean to you?
Fergalicious means maybe like you're having a good day, but it's like a little silly.
That's actually a really good definition.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a really positive read.
like wah,
Yeah.
wah, like that noise. You're like oh my God, I forgot my phone at home, but like I still got to see my friends.
You're
so it's
being a
fine.
little Kathy cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Oh, I love that.
I love that too. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's still sort of spilled coffee on your shirt, but it's in a fun way.
Yeah. In that vein.
Yeah. God, today's been so fergalicious.
Okay,
Wow.
Perfect. Wow. I love
that. Should we get into the topic?
I would love that. And actually, I would really love to put Sasheer on the spot and have her explain specifically what the topic is and then what's straight about it.
Okay, so you know. All right. They are shoe covers, but it's like a box that you put by the front door of your home. You put your foot with your shoe still on your foot into the box, and then plastic wraps around the shoe. And now you can walk around the house without tracking dirt into it. I think these are terrible ideas. You should just take your shoes off at the door. I feel like the dedication to wanting to keep your shoes on so bad feels wild to me. And construction workers put shoe covers on. That makes sense because you're working around a house, etc. You may not want to get it dirty. But for normal people, this is a thing that people can buy for their homes when they're like, you don't have to take your shoes off. Just put plastic on?
Yeah. So what do you think is straight about it? I'm curious.
I just feel like maybe it is more queer leaning or gender fluid maybe to want to be barefoot
Absolutely.
or take your shoes off.
Body positive.
Body positive, yeah. Put your feet on the couch, like walk around, feel the earth. It just feels very straight to like want to keep your shoes on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's this classic thing that I think is a recurring part of straight culture, which is like sort of wanting to have your cake and eat it too. B, this idea of like a compromise that pleases no one. Like you're trying so hard to be like, no, there must be a better way. And it's like, just calm down.
Yeah.
Your heart is beating so fast right now.
Yeah.
Calm down. Either take your shoes off or leave them on.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah. It's like, you don't have to take your shoes off at all. Leave them on. I have plastic for you.
Yeah.
What?
This stress of like, well, if I keep them on, then they'll be dirty. But if I take them off, then what if I step in water? It's like, it's okay. Life is complicated and messy. It can be fergalicious at times. Life is fergalicious, and it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's so anti-fergalicious to put shoe covers on.
It's so like powering through. It's just like it's like you can get through this, and it's like no, stop fighting, Listen to your body. Your body is telling you to take your shoes off.
Right? No, it's fundamentally body negative.
Yeah, covering every part of you. Nothing, not even my toes can be out here.
There's something about also like useless technologies or like bulky technologies. Like I think about this when people travel with a neck pillow. And do you do that? No offense if you do.
I haven't. I have before, but I haven't in a while.
I certainly have, before I
Saw the light.
saw the light. But it's just like, it's okay. Like just let go. Like give into the experience. You're not going to feel comfortable on a plane. You do not need to have this disgusting dust-covered neck pillow that's going to go through security in order to get on your Delta flight.
I do think that's what made me stop it because I was like, I'm just realizing that this is specifically for planes, which are disgusting. And I'm just bringing it with me all over the place. And I'm not going to wash it. You know how hard it is to take a cover off a neck pillow?
No,
I've done it a
there's
couple
some
times.
things. There's some things where you're just like, no, this will never get washed.
Yeah.
This is something that I will not wash ever once in my life. And a neck pillow is one of them. Sometimes I feel that way about comforters, but you do got to wash a comforter every now and then.
Every now and then, yeah.
The thing, I do feel like shoes at a party is complex. I know that this is like tried and true territory. We're going sort of Seinfeld mode here. But I do feel that I have flip-flopped on the issue many times.
Issue?
Oh! Damn, that was really good. Because I'm like, obviously, part of me, when I'm feeling brash, when I'm sort of like, everyone should just keep their shoes on at a party. If we're getting the place dirty, that's beautiful, and who cares? And you're going to have to clean anyway. So just get everything dirty. But now I have a rug that's like a little white. Like it has like white spots, and I'm like, well, then I don't want anyone to have their shoes on when they come inside because cleaning a rug is much harder than like sweeping.
Totally. No, being chill really is a slippery slope because I've always been a shoes on person, but it's like, but then what if someone goes to stay on my couch? Obviously, I'm deleting them from my phone, and they will not be invited to my second wedding.
So I am, but then when you have to take your shoes off at a party and there's the big ugly pile of shoes, and it gives you almost, you know how people can be really judgmental of like parents, like maybe if you have your kid at a restaurant and everyone's sort of like. Like they're doing that thing where they're looking at the kid judgmentally and looking at the parents.
Yeah.
That's what people do when there's a big pile of shoes to the owner of the house. They'll be like, oh, well, someone's too uptight.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is ugly to see the big pile of shoes, but what do you do?
But I'm also
I rest my case.
ready to take my shoes off as soon as I'm entering anyone's home. I don't want to have my shoes on.
I agree with you completely, except when on the rare occasion that my shoe is sort of part of the outfit.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to look like sometimes when I first bought Doc Marten loafers, which by the way, I had tried to break in for exactly 7 years and my feet still bleed when I wear them. But when I was first wearing them, I was like, oh, this is like I can wear something very simple, but then just wearing those loafers like makes me look a little cooler.
Yeah.
And if I take them off, I'm just sort of wearing like jeans from the Gap. So that is where it gets a little complicated. But listen, I will do whatever my host tells me to do.
Yeah.
And I will not complain. Okay. An alternative to the shoe covers, which I do actually think is queer and would not work for a big party, would only work for a small gathering, is people who have like random like slippers and Crocs, that like old slippers and Crocs by the door, and they're like, oh, you can just put one of those. It's like, imagine a woman holding, a half drink bottle of Pinot or a glass of Pinot Grigio, and she's like, oh yeah, we have like Crocs for everyone. Just like, put those on.
I was actually kind of thinking that, not old Crocs, because what? Don't put my old Crocs on. but maybe like,
These are my mother's Crocs.
These were handed down generation to generation. Those like thin like hotel slippers.
Exactly.
Maybe something like that. I've had parties where actually my birthday party this year was like country cowboy Carter themed, and I did buy a bunch of like floppy cowboy hats for people to wear throughout the party. And so maybe it'd be fun to have like just a bunch of slippers. Take some slippers, walk around, so you're not like wearing your shoes and don't feel pressure to show your feet or your socks or whatever if you don't want to do that.
I honestly think there should be more of a market for hotel slippers for the home.
Yeah.
And I think
there probably is. I mean, I'm sure you can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but imagine if they were also like little, it was like Sasheer's house.
Oh yeah, I would love that. Yeah, that'd be very cute. Yeah.
That would be cute.
Like my birthday.
Your
birthday. 2024.
And
what's your issue?
Yeah.
And you're that's you with the half glass of wine, and you're like, honestly, keep the shoes.
Yeah,
and honestly, keep the
I'm not going to use them. Keep them.
I've been
yours. It's a party favor.
I've been trying to I write a joke about this or something, but like the archetype of the like wealthy woman who opens the door and is in like really casual but clearly expensive clothes and a half glass of wine, and is just like, sorry, it's been so crazy today. Here, just like sit wherever. Like we have crackers. Like that's exactly who I want to be.
Yeah, I do like that person.
The real fantasy.
Yeah,
just like being like, I guess I could put together a cheese board. Then you open the fridge and you in fact do have 3 diverse cheeses there, and one is smooth, one is yellow, and one is like truffled.
This is easily solved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Bangladesh after college for like 3 weeks for this like service trip, and we were staying with a family who lived there, and they were like one of the richest families of Bangladesh, which is not hard to do, but they were that. And she wanted us to stay. We were like a bunch of college students. She's like, can you stay a little longer? And like some of us said yes, some said no, but like it was a bitch to change our Emirates flights. So she like made it her mission to call Emirates for hours and like convince them to let us stay longer. Like I just have this image of her like in this very long pink gown with pearls under her chandelier, screaming on the phone, being like, they're Americans and they're sick. They're so sick and they have to stay here. They cannot get on a plane. And I was like, she is getting a kick out of this. She's like, I'm on a mission. This is the mission for today. Otherwise, it'd be nothing.
Yeah. I love the idea that like they're Americans is like a condition. It's like, how they are. They could.
They're Americans.
They're not used to doing anything for themselves. Like,
yeah, they can't survive.
Can't survive? Are you kidding me? Going to an airport? Oh my God, I love.
And we stayed. It worked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about shoe covers as the only thing that I think can be sort of LGBTQ plus about them is that sometimes when I'm wearing a shoe cover and I'm walking around a home, I feel like I'm in a gallery space.
Totally.
And that can really give me a bit of a fantasy. And that can feel nice.
Well, there is something much like, Crocs or whatever. There is something, they're so ugly that they're kind of like ugly hot.
Yeah.
Like, if I just started wearing, I mean, maybe not me, but if someone more fashionable than me started wearing them just like around New York, like if Julia Fox started wearing them, people would be like, oh, I guess the new trend is shoe covers.
But then they'd get so disgusting so fast if you're actually walking with them on the street.
Right.
Like very quickly they'd be like disgusting.
But then that's like sort of like
it's commentary.
Part of it.
Charlie XCX 24.
Yeah. It's brat.
It's brat. Yeah, that's brat.
It's well, according to Charlie, Brett Summer's over.
That's true.
Also, if we are going for the gallery feel, if someone is asking me to put shoe covers on in their home better be close to a gallery. Like it better be like so chic and fancy. If it's just like normal and
they have kids, it's like
why
not your problem.
Yeah.
Like there's literally vomit on the floor.
Walking dirt.
Yeah.
Totally.
Do you think people like Julia Fox, how do you feel like you handle that much power? Like literally if you walk out of your house and you can wear like a ring pop and everyone's like, okay, ring pops are in. Like, what do you do with that?
Well, I actually think Julia Fox is a great example because she clearly has decided that her way of dealing with that is like messing with everyone.
Yeah.
Like just looking insane. And I really respect it. Like she's just like, yeah, I will like literally go out with like wearing just like one pasty, but it's not even on my breast.
It's on my nose.
It's on my nose.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, I'm addicted. It works.
Okay, and another straight thing. There's something very straight about being like, look, this is something that is somehow good for the group, but it's also insanely wasteful. Like, it's like, oh, I have the perfect solution. Get ready for this. You guys are not going to believe it. Single-use plastics.
Throw it right away after you're done. Don't take it with you. Don't use it again. You put your shoes in there. Disgusting. Throw it away.
It's almost just being like, what if we litter just a little bit for fun?
Yeah, inside the house.
Inside the house. Like, there's no reason for this. Let's just do it. Oh, don't you get a rush from throwing something in the trash?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do all like, green rules are out the window when you're throwing a party or like shooting something. Like I'm always surprised when people on sets are just like, do you want the smallest little plastic water bottle you could ever have? And it's like, why? Just give me a cup of water. Give me a glass.
There's a part in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt where Jane Krakowski, who's like a rich woman, has like an entire fridge of bottled waters. And so she takes one and is like, do you want one? And the person's like, no. And so then she just like drops it in the trash.
That's very funny.
George, you're going so Tina Fey mode.
I know, I'm being I know, I'm sorry. I'm being very Tina Fey today.
You're literally like, have you seen this episode of 30 Rock?
Yeah, are you currently watching 30 Rock?
Yeah. Well, I sort of am like constantly in a place of rewatching 30 Rock. But I'm doing my best to discover new things. Yeah. I'm watching the new Vince Vaughn show on Apple TV.
Great.
I'm watching.
You found Apple? How did you find Apple?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, George has always had a nose for indie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was a big part of my wedding.
I'll never forget your mom's speech. She was like, George has always loved indie. Ever since he was a little boy.
Well, my mom did tell me a rejected story she was going to tell in her tost that she ended up not telling. She was like, I wanted
Who rejected it? You?
No, just like she was. She like chose a different one.
I thought you were like,
the network said it wasn't right.
We had to cut it for time.
She was saying, excuse me, that she wanted to say something that would illustrate in her words, my love of media.
Okay.
And so it was that we were like, when we were moving from from the U.S. back to Greece, it was like, we were like 3 young kids. We were with my grandmother because my mom had already gone. It was like so tiring. Our flight was late, so we had to stay in like an airport Hilton for a night. Everyone was exhausted. We hadn't eaten. And I was being very stoic throughout, and I was like taking care of my younger sisters and blah, blah. And everyone was like, wow, George is so mature. And then we finally get on the plane, and the plane doesn't have little screens. And then in that moment, I was like, what's next? Are they going to feed us rocks? That was my direct quote, is like, that was the breaking point for me. It was no screens on the plane.
I mean,
like, I don't care about being like hungry, tired, unshowered, but like as soon as I can't watch my stories. Anyway, that was it.
That is a good story.
No, that's a really good story. I'm so sad the network passed on it. I guess it's a little too alt for the wedding. Yeah. How old were you when that happened?
I was like 12.
Okay. It's always, almost in like the Boyhood style. I would love to like watch a gay boy grow up and see the moment when he becomes a fucking bitch.
They should do Boyhood but gay.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, why didn't they?
I want to see the exact moment when it
You're like,
happens.
oh, there's the turn.
Wait, this is actually a great point. Like, Boyhood would be so much better if the boy was gay, because there would at least be like something you're tracking.
And then we can also see how glamorous was the mom in the beginning, and did she become more glamorous over time?
And I would actually say that Patricia Arquette did get progressively more glamorous in that film.
That movie was interesting because it was like, I'm loving it. And like, I'm like, wow, I relate to this boy so much. We're like the same age, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, but he doesn't turn gay? Like, it was sort of like... It was like,
Totally.
wait.
Now I don't get it.
Yeah, this part's confusing to me.
This is how I feel about Pablo Larraín, who does all those movies, like the Diana movie and the... What's the other one? Natalie Portman, Jackie movie, and now he's doing the Maria Callas movie, and I'm like, but you're straight? The hell is your angle?
Wait, that's actually shocking to me. This is like
I actually
breaking
didn't know
news.
that.
Like, you're just like a straight guy, and he's honestly like a hot straight guy.
Wait.
And his entire thing is being like, diva.
Yeah. Yes, queen.
And working with like specifically actresses. Like Natalie Portman is a gay guy actress.
Yeah.
And or casting Angelina Jolie as Maria. Like, and Kristen Stewart, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's not the one who cast Naomi Watts as Diana, much more straight, I would say, than casting Kristen Stewart. So anyway, I don't know what his deal is, but I'm watching you, bitch.
No, that's actually kind of jarring to find out.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, my family is angry that they cast a non-Greek woman as Maria Callas. So everyone can start protesting now.
I'm not trying to be ignorant. Who is this person?
Angelina Jolie.
No,
she's
the
an
other one.
actress.
Damn, you got my ass.
She's a very famous opera. She's probably like the most famous opera singer of all time. And she was Greek American and was sort of like a classic diva. Like she was just like always, not cat eye. I guess it is cat eye. Just like always hair done, always makeup, like stunning. Gay guys loved her. She was, just like always jewelry, a beautiful voice, sort of like a tabloid fixture. There was like a whole thing where she like lost weight, but then it was bad for her voice. And then people were like, why did she lose weight? And so now his new movie is about her.
Oh.
So yeah.
I wonder how this sing. I mean, I'm assuming someone else is gonna sing.
What if it was
really was Angelina Jolie?
What if Angelina Jolie
and we didn't
literally-
know this whole time that she could sing opera?
It's actually like fully a soprano. Like it's just like singing incredibly opera style.
Like how this never come up before.
I actually would prefer if it was like heavily auto-tuned, like not even trying to sound normal, like T-Pain
she's like-
style.
Totally opening her mouth. You can't even see like the vocal cords working in her throat. She's just
She's literally just like talking, and they like just make it sound crazy.
Or if she insisted on singing live, but she's bad, and so it's just like part of it's like
well, we couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't do anything else.
And then everyone has to act like in the narrative of the movie she's doing a really good job.
Sobbing.
That
would actually be an incredible film.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you remember do you remember any of the songs that Ally / Lady Gaga sang from
Hair, Body, Face?
Yes. I really liked her actual pop songs.
No, 100%.
Why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
And I remember
Why
at
did
the
you do
time,
that? Like,
I sort of am shocked they haven't had more of an afterlife, because at the time I also really liked them.
yeah.
And I remember like listening to them just on my own free time.
Yeah. But I feel like that was like supposed to be like, ugh, she's selling out. But I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
Can we have more of that?
If anything, I think they were better than Shallow, to be honest.
I mean, Shallow's great though.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that was amazing. But Why Did You Do That is like truly a hit.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
But there was an era where there were all these fake pop songs that were supposed to be bad or evil. Like there was the Miley Cyrus Black Mirror song.
Yeah.
Madison Black Mirror, also the Natalie Portman, Vox Lux. I don't know if you listen to that soundtrack. Huge.
I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure they were written by Sia.
Oh.
And it was this movie.
Oh, wait. Yes, I remember this movie. Yeah.
And then also famously the Idol, the Lily Rose Depp song from the Idol. I'm just a freak, yeah.
Well, that's a hit.
No, that song is like so good. We are the two biggest Idol stans on earth.
I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, and I watched, of course, 70% of the pilot, but I'm prepared to go to bat for it.
No, I watched the entire thing in a cabin in Vermont. Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Well, as I went to Vermont, last summer, and I was
went to watch it?
I literally.
It's like how
I have to be away from everybody to watch this.
It's like you went to Malibu Promises to go to rehab, but instead you were just watching The Idol.
It was like the thing where I was like, God, I just can't wait to be in nature. And then the moment I was alone, I was like, I need to watch something like shiny about like city people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually want to move to the woods, unfortunately. That's something I learned about myself.
It's a tough thing to accept.
Tough thing to accept. Like a weekend in the woods, like without friends, is actually so boring.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing answer.
I mean, I haven't done it.
I feel like, are you outdoorsy?
I like being outside.
You strike me as, you have this inner calm that I must say I personally do not.
No, I can't relate.
And I think I could see you being like, yeah, just like every Friday at 5 p.m. I unplug, and then for the weekend I'm in my cabin, and then I come back to set on Monday.
Wow, I love that that's the vibe I give. That's not actually what happens. I can be outside, but I need to know that I'm going to go back inside.
Totally.
and that it's like not too far. Like, yeah, I could go on a hike. I could go to a beach. I could go to the forest, but not for so long. I don't want to camp. I don't want to sleep on the ground. I want my things. I need my phone. Yeah, it's like outside light.
Outside light.
Yeah. Well,
should we do our final segment?
Well, I just wanted to say, any final thoughts on shoe covers?
Oh, yes. I don't think so. I guess other than the fact that like I've only seen blue ones and clear ones. Mm-hmm. Feels too binary.
I agree.
Wow. Hadn't even thought about that.
Oh, okay. I will say I am allowing nurses to wear them.
Sure.
Nurses,
in a hospital,
you have
yes.
permission.
Yeah, specifically in a home. That's the issue I have.
No, that's the issue. Yeah. I mean, to me, all nurses are single moms who are literally the hardest working women in America, or potentially single lesbian aunts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I think they should wear whatever the hell they want, preferably scrubs with a sort of design on them. If I'm choosing
whatever the hell they want, as long as they're actual scrubs and their uniforms.
As long as they're serving, they can wear whatever they want.
They can wear whatever they want, but specifically blue, white, or a light pink is allowed.
A light pink is allowed. Yeah.
No, not too loud of a pattern. Nothing political, please.
Yeah, and then my message to the fashion industry is, let's see what we can do with shoe covers. You have one chance. I'm going to give you one calendar year. Mm-hmm. I'll see you in Milan and Paris, and if you can make them fashionable in a way that pleases me, then I will rethink my stance. But for now, we are firmly anti.
I
agree. Done.
Before we do our final segment, we have sort of heavily implied what you're promoting, but never actually talked to you about it, Sasheer.
And I like it that way.
Yeah, and I know that, well, the nice thing about promoting a Marvel project is I don't feel bad about not asking you about it because you're not allowed to say anything.
That's true. I can't say much.
But can you tell people where they can see you? On
Disney Plus. And Agatha, it's very witchy. It's very spooky. Halloween season. Great cast. Great everything. You'll love it.
I mean, Patty,
Patty.
Catherine Hahn,
Aubrey Plaza, Joe Locke, Ollie On.
Can you believe it?
It's fun. It's great.
That's crazy. I can't wait.
You know the whole thing about how Aubrey stayed with Patti LuPone?
Yes. Yeah.
One of my favorite little media stories.
Tell me this.
Yeah.
Tell me this.
Okay, so basically, while they were on set, Aubrey Plaza got a play in New York. And then Patty was like, have you ever been on stage? And Aubrey was like, no. And Patty was like, oh, sweetheart, I'm going to take you under my wing. Come move in with me. I'll teach you everything. Like, it's going to be so hard, blah, blah. And apparently she did her laundry and made her soup.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's really cute.
That's amazing.
I wish a more established stand-up comedian would do that to me. Potentially, I don't know, who would I want? Sarah Silverman. If Sarah Silverman wants to actually room with me and make me soup
That sounds
and do my
nice.
laundry, I would actually really appreciate that.
That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
That sounds great.
Can I? Okay, I want to say one more thing, which I have this thing, George. I'm questioning whether to bring this up or not.
Okay.
But it was Sasheer. When people come on and they're promoting something large, like a Disney Plus show, I'm always sort of like, well, does our podcast count as press? Like, does our podcast count?
Excuse me. We were New York Magazine's #1 podcast of 2022. It counts.
But I have this thing in my head where I'm like, well, we don't count, and it's like someone at your wedding, I was sort of being self-deprecating about something, and they literally were like, oh, you still like think you're an underdog in this way, where I was like,
Whoa.
Which is also kind of a burn. Oh, you still think that?
in a way that was like, I cannot stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
No, but I think it is. Like, you guys were on my itinerary. You're part of the press. This is part of the press.
Oh my God. Well, I do think, not to keep bringing up Patti LuPone, but I'm like, us specifically, it's like, we will get gay guys to watch this show.
And like that seems appropriate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I think
queerness in this show. Like yes, you should be watching.
You know what we're going to do is get you gay guys that will watch the whole thing, but then be so toxic that they're like cyberbullying you online.
Great, give it to me. Marvel needs new
That is our audience.
bullies.
It's like, they won't be bullying in a Marvel way of like being like, this isn't canon or whatever. They'll just be like, those tights were wrong. Why is she wearing that?
Yeah, we need internet trolls and not just be the straight guys.
Yeah, no, it's
and start
literally
making fun of us
toxic
for
gay guys.
other reasons.
Yeah,
We need gay guys to make fun of women's appearances.
Yes,
on Disney
yes.
Plus shows.
Progress.
Progress.
Okay, let's do our final segment.
Okay, so Sasheer, our final segment is called Shoutouts, and in this segment we pay homage to the grand straight tradition of the radio shoutout. So we're shouting out anything that we like, people, places, things, ideas, and pretend it's 2001 and you're at TRL shouting out to your squad back home. I actually do have one.
Okay, go.
Okay. What is up, freaks, losers, and perverts around the globe? I want to give a huge shout out to the musician Christopher Owens. So this guy is the lead singer, the guy from the band from 2010, Girls. We all remember this band.
Wow.
We all
Yeah.
like this band. And then they sort of disappeared. They stopped existing. They broke up, and it was sort of like, okay, bye. And then recently, I heard a solo song of his, and this is, again, like a full decade later, I had given up on the concept of these people existing. And now I listened to this solo song called I Think About Heaven, and I was like, this song is so fucking good. I'm addicted. I'm sort of craving indie as we go into fall. I'm craving sort of not listening to club music for once in my fucking life. And Christopher Owens is so damn good. And because I haven't followed his career for the last decade, there's other music to listen to. So I'm listening to his old solo albums, and they're all so good. I think it's so nice when someone is sort of in their lane and thriving, and whether I'm looking at them or not, they just keep pushing on and stay good. I'm so excited for his new album that will come out this month, I think, and I'm excited to sort of feel autumnal even in Los Angeles, California. XOXO, Sam.
Woo, yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. I have a few. I'm trying to decide. Okay. Okay. What's up, freaks and losers out there? I want to give a shout out to, get ready for this one, you guys. I want to shout out brunch. I am ready to reclaim it. It has been long enough of pretending it's lame and it's basic and it's gay and oh, ha ha ha, you're going to brunch and everyone, it's all girls with floppy hats and gay guys with skinny pants and boat shoes that don't fit right and bah ha 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 ha, they're all secretly Republican. Well, guess what? There's actually nothing better than being with your chicas and getting a round of Bloody Marys, getting some mimosas, getting a mix of savory and sweet. I'm getting the omelet, but then I'm having 3 bites of French toast. I'm getting the grain bowl, but I'm having a couple of bites of pancakes. It is easy to split the check because everything sort of costs around the same. No one's getting a steak. No one's getting, a giant pork shoulder or something. The morning of my wedding, had, get ready, a corned beef hash.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was my last meal before I had to put on my navy suit and my gender-bending boutonniere and get married at Montague Diner in Brooklyn Heights. I've never tasted something so delicious in my life. I love a hash. I love an omelet. I love a poached egg. I love a bagel with salmon and a sort of lemony dill kind of topping on top of it. I love brunch. There is no reason why it should be so blacklisted in our culture. Get your friends, by the way, it's usually more affordable than getting a really nice dinner in New York City. And it can be at 9 a.m. if you happen to be, let's say, a parent that gets up early, or it can be at 2 p.m. and it doesn't matter. What is so wrong about that? Why has it been so stigmatized in our culture? I don't understand. It is time to bring it back. I think we should bring it back in a sort of indie sleaze way, like in a throwbacky way. And I want to see Julia Fox going out to brunch. I want to see the lead singer of the band Girls going out to brunch. We need cool people going to brunch. Mm-hmm. Woo! Shout out.
Shout out. I've become very pancake for the table pilled.
Yeah.
I find that to be so luxurious.
It's so nice because you don't have to commit.
Yeah, you don't have to commit.
Because I want.
You also can dabble.
I want to buy.
Yeah.
And
everyone wants a bite.
I mean, I mentioned this, but I've become so French toast pilled all of a sudden.
Ooh.
Like of the 3, I am firmly French toast.
Yeah.
The 3 being pancake, waffle, French toast.
Exactly. Yeah.
And waffle is never my top 2.
No,
never.
No.
I want waffles to be erased. I want waffles
Eradicated from the menu.
Yeah.
I want to hunt down waffles and get rid of them.
Yeah.
They have nothing to offer. I'm sorry.
No, it's like, okay, it's giving squares. Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. Oh, waffles. That's like pancakes with syrup traps. Shut up.
I don't need the syrup to be trapped. I can just dip it in more syrup.
Yeah. Let me control the syrup
Yeah.
intake.
There's something about a waffle where it's like you're leaning too much on the body. You're like, you think that
Exactly.
we care about this shape. We don't care about this shape.
No.
Because pancakes and French toast, they're not flashy. It's like, it just tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, whatever.
I feel like what waffles, what they have to do to get the shape of the box is in lieu of the texture.
Yes.
Yes.
Now it's kind of crunchy and hard and not soft and gooey like you would want with a waffle or with a French toast or a pancake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Horrible.
Damn, I'm glad we got that out of our systems.
I just had to get that off my chest.
All right,
Okay,
Sasheer.
Sasheer, do you have one?
I do. What up, Pergolas fam? I got a shout out. Up Close Magic.
Ooh.
I just really love it. I also think it's a thing that people don't think is cool, but I'm thoroughly impressed every time it happens in front of me. I know it's a trick. I know it's not real magic, but the magic is the prestige. The magic is the illusion. What went into it to create this thing? How did you get me? I got. I love getting got. Get me again. Did you put something in your sleeve? Did you put it in your mouth? Is it in your coat? Is it on me? How'd you get it on me? I love it. Every single time. Can't get enough of it. Wish it was at more parties. Whenever it is at a party, I'm like, this is only getting better. This party is now at a 10 when it was at an 8. And I'm just so thankful for it. I wish it was in restaurants. I wish it was at bowling alleys. I wish it was at arcades. I wish while you're waiting for a movie or something, it was in the lobby. I wish Up Close Magic just got more respect and more prevalence throughout culture.
Hire magicians.
Hire magicians.
And cultivate upcoming magicians.
Yeah.
I actually feel like there is very much a world, if my life had just been slightly different, that I would have gotten really into magic.
100%.
Ooh, I can see that.
We need a drag race for, I understand that there have been magic shows and whatever. But the way that Drag Race like mainstreamed drag, and now every time at the VMAs, it's like, look, she brought out drag queens. They need to do that for magicians.
Yeah. Make magicians cool again. There was absolutely an era of like David Blaine, Chris Angel. Yeah, there was like, ooh, edgy magicians.
David
But we
Blaine
need another.
date Fiona Apple.
What?
David Blaine dated Fiona Apple.
I think you're right.
That is wild.
He was cool.
Yeah,
I think, but we need a resurgence of like, what's the Gen Z
I know.
cool
we need,
magician?
like, a different aesthetic, because it's literally like they do like that font. Like there's like magician font in a way that's like, stop it. It's like Ed Hardy vibes or something.
Yeah.
And steampunk.
Yeah.
Steampunk Ed Hardy is a magician, and it needs a fashion rebrand.
We need like an Everlane, like sans serif magician.
That's actually true. Yeah. Huh. Well, there you go.
I think we've learned a lot and proposed a lot for society.
Get to it. Get to it, society.
Yeah, get out there. Stay fergalicious, everybody.
All right,
Sasheer,
we'll
thank
see
you so
you
much
on
for
Disney
doing
Plus.
this. Yeah, see you on Disney Plus.
Yes, you on Disney Plus.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.